Hola, humans, welcome. I am Tredel the Comic God, and I am writing a book. Not a comic book, but like a novel. And I just wanted to take you guys along with the journey. So, this is my first novel. I've done like comic books and scripts before, but never have I tried to tackle, even done short story, but never have I tried to tackle an actual book. And so far, what I've done is I wrote a huge outline. This is like 40 pages, and I did nothing with it for a few months. And then I came back to it, and I went from 40 pages to 10. And I did that because I was trying to make this big, huge, epic George R. R. Martin esque, like a Song of Ice and Fire story, and it was too much. So I had to cut it down, and then I added a little more, so it made it a full story. And then I came up, changed the name a little bit, and then I came up with this. Why I think that's good is because if I really love the writing process and I want to do more, I could expand it to the 30 extra pages, but I made it nice and self contained. This one is about 15 chapters, so it's going to be on the shorter side of a book, uh, longer side of a novella, but still a good chunky story to sink your teeth into. It's fantasy. I love fantasy. That's mostly what I read. Some sci-fi, but mainly fantasy. So I am hype to write it. I started writing at the beginning of this week, other than like the outline, and I am 2.5 pages in, so which is better than zero. But it's a little bit of a learning curve, and just because it's so grand, I'm like, ooh, I get nervous for no reason. So, but it's fun and it's good getting into that writing vibe again because writing novels is so much different than writing scripts, and like you don't know that till you try. So especially comic strips where I'm breaking things down panel by panel, which I love to do. If this is the first time you're watching me, I'm also an artist. I do comic art and illustration, but I love storytelling, and that's why I decided to draw anyways. So this is why I'm doing it. And honestly, one of the stories I really like, to mention George R. R. Martin again, is A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. It's a smaller fantasy story, but it has a bunch of illustrations in it too. And I may or may not do that for this story, but I like the idea. But it could be another barrier to get it finished. I'm kind of thinking out loud here, but I'm taking you along in the journey. So this is what I'm supposed to do. Um, Now, if you want to hear like my process and how I outline, because I feel like every artist has their or every writer has their own different way. So if you want to hear that, let me know. If you want to see the little designs I do along the way, because I'm a very visual thinker and I do sketch out some scenes even when I'm not going to use them just because it helps my brain process and be inside the scene better. And I kind of got to do that when I'm doing like dialogue and all that stuff. So, yeah, if you want to hear my writing process, let me know. But I'll be back next week because I'm going to tell you how writing the first chapter goes. I got 2 pages, and I'm going to let you know just my feelings on writing and if it's difficult, what's difficult, how much I can achieve. Because honestly, every time I don't write like, what is it, 6 pages, I'm like, Stephen King does it. Obviously, me and Stephen King have different uh, writing skill and experience. He's been writing since before I'm born, but that's in the back of my head. So I like the idea of doing 6 a day, but I'm going for 10 a week. So which is like 2 pages a day, and I probably give myself the weekend. So that's what I'm gonna try. I'll let you know how that goes. I hope you enjoy hearing my process. And come back next week, subscribe, watch my art stuff too. Because I'm trying to get a fun community together full of artists, storytellers, and people who like that stuff. So I hope everybody has a beautiful day. Peace out.